जो कोई ये ICCS के कोर्सेज सीखना चाहता है या और सिखाना चाहता है, वो ये फैकल्टी डेवलपमेंट प्रोग्राम कर सकते हैं। और ये फैकल्टी डेवलपमेंट प्रोग्राम के हिसाब से वी विल हैव अ मल्टीप्लायर इफेक्ट, टीचर ट्रेनिंग जैसा ये हो जाएगा। वो अगस्त के फर्स्ट वीक या सेकेंड वीक में होगा। Very soon we will declare the dates, and very soon we will also declare what kind of teams are taken. We are having 6 different courses to be offered at SNDT University. On the basis of those 6 chapters, we will be having FDP. Now, this week's webinar we are having today, and I'm so happy to have Prasad Piketty as the resource person for this today's webinar. Without being a hurdle between you and Prasad Piketty sir, I think I hand over this to Vivek Chaube for further introduction of our resource person. Thank you so much, and looking forward for having an active participation in Mumbai chapter from all of you. Thank you.
Thank you, madam. Good evening, everyone. Myself, Dr. Vivek J. Chaube. It is immense pleasure to introduce today's distinguished speaker, Mr. Prasad Piketty sir, currently serving as the Secretary of ICCS Bhagyanagar. Mr. Prasad is a seasoned professional holding director-level role at renowned MNC specializing in software product development. Beyond his professional achievements, he is a passionate columnist whose insightful articles have graced the pages of Organizer, Web Edition, India Tribune in the United States, and Easterner Chronicle in Bengal and Northeast. A familiar face in Telangana's TV panel discussions, he is known for his advocacy of nationalist views. As an engaging public speaker with a deep interest in history, culture, geopolitics, and national politics, Mr. Piketty is driven by a profound commitment to seva, service to others, inspired by the guiding light of Prabhu Shri Ram. Today, he joins us to share his perspective on Rwanda. Please join me in warmly welcoming Mr. Prasad Piketty, sir. Sir, over to you, sir. Welcome, sir. Thank you.
Namaste, friends.
Namaste, sir. Namaste.
Namaste. So, thank you, first of all, to the ICS Mumbai and the University of Mumbai for providing me this opportunity to share my views. Before I get into the actual topic, I think we all need to just pray for a few seconds for the departed souls of the yesterday's terrible airplane accident that has happened. And I pray that Prabhu Sri Ram gives strength to the family of the departed souls and the friends of them. Yeah, so it's a very, very sad thing to happen. But okay, coming back to the actual today's topic on Rwanda. So when we look at Rwanda, especially we all know from a tradition perspective or some of the science perspective, a lot of life has been started in Africa, but we hardly get to know that about their traditions and some of the lesser known facts about them. So for a few minutes, I think I'll share my thought process and based on my understanding of various materials that I have referred. I don't want it to be a kind of a one way, so probably I'll take about 20-25 minutes. Then we can have more engaging session. And definitely with the exchanging of the thoughts, I'm very sure not just you, also probably I'll also get to know a lot of things which I may not have got an opportunity to read or get to know about them. And when I look at this first slide, what we look at it is the picture that depicts the unique culture of Rwanda. Okay, so what that is a traditional basket which is made of a rich fabric, and these are all called agasike. Agasike means in the language of Rwanda, it's called Kinya Rwanda. So what it means is peace basket. So those are made by typically lot of women, and using all natural materials. Okay, so and getting to the next slide. So on the demographic side of the things, so it's a very, very small country in the Eastern Africa. If you can see, when compared to Kenya and Tanzania, it's a very, very small country with a population of 13 million, and its capital is Kigali, and they have got okay, they have got this beliefs of indigenous beliefs. So here I need to be very clear. I'm not getting into the post-colonization conversions that have happened. So before that, I'm kind of getting into more insights. So post-colonization, I think history is almost same across all the colonies. So I don't want to get into more details of that. And Rwanda is primarily a rural population country, and mostly they are into the agriculture. And you might be surprised that a lot of people are young people. 50% of their population is less than 20 years old, and only 3% are 65 years old. So, and another interesting aspect is their gender ratio is 51.5% are females and 48.5 are males. So the language which they speak, primarily the Kenya, Rwanda, and along with that, there's a bit of a colonization impact, and they have got English and French as well. So and also fertility used to be very high. I think earlier it used to be 5.9, and now because of various contraceptive measures that have been taken, and it has got reduced to 3.6. So proceeding to next slide. So this is more about social categories. Nowhere it is related to some of the things, the divisions that are there. It is primarily the Tutsi, Hutu, and Twa. These are the social categories, and that is primarily based on this categorization came from the kind of works which they used to do. And majority Hutu are agriculturists, and that is the reason why where you can see that a lot of people are even now in rural areas. And Tutsi are the people who are into cattle owners, and they are the leaders in the politics, and a lot of their monarchy they have come from this community, this category, and also they are militarily. And there is another small group that is there. It is called Twa. So they are around 1%, and they primarily live in forest side, and also they are potters as well. And few important points we need to understand here. These categories are not hard and fast. So that means they can have the marriages or mobility, like, okay, Hutu can go to the Tutsi and the vice versa, and like that. But what happened during colonization, they made it as a rigid and fixed these as a categories. So that is something which probably led to 1994 big massacres that has happened there. So, and proceeding for the further slides that has there, because in the 1994 genocide, around 1 million people, Tutsi primarily, have lost their lives. So that is the saddest part. So, and now there is about social, the categories that I have seen, and now we have got a clan. So that means the clan means the Wokowo. So this is there is a cornerstone for their tradition or the society. So that means each clan is associated with some ancestor. Like even if you can see, everyone is connected to one ancestor, and in that they have come from their own lineage. So that is what they look at it. And even in that clan, it is emerged even before the social categories have come. So that means the groups that have mentioned, Tutsi, Hutu, and Twa, for example, each clan can have even these three categories as well. And they all speak the same language. So there is nothing like, okay, something which is totally different. And this system goes back to about 11th century. and usually within their marriages or they have got more common things that will happen within the clan. So they will not allow to get into some other clan and all those things. And another unique aspect is each of the Ugwoko is associated with one particular animal. So in this slide, if you see that, okay, various communities, I'm not sure if it is a visible here. So each one is associated one symbolic animal. So most of their clans will be having that as a tattoo kind of a thing. So this is about their clans and about their traditional society, how it is set up, or socially based on the works which they used to do, how it is set up. Now we need to look at their some of the common beliefs that are there. So in the beliefs, they look at it living in a peaceful environment. Aho ubuhoro buri umuhoro uru gosho. So what it means is when there is a peace, even the sickle or the machete, instead of cutting the necks and all those things, can be used for cutting the hair and trimming the hair. So what it looks at it is the importance of peace and harmony in the community. It suggests that in a peaceful environment, even in the challenging task can be accomplished, and even within the poverty, whenever or when we value the culture placed on the peace, that belief is essential for the progress and prosperity. And next important thing is another belief is of Imandwa. Imandwa means they believe in their ancestral spirits. So that means some of their ancestors who are no more there, so they believe that they come as a spirit and intervene in the lives of the living and provide them the guidance and protection and blessings. So usually during any of the situations, what some special offers or sacrifices and those kind of things will be given to their ancestors. And this practice is in the Rwanda, it is called as Gune Sekera. So that means offerings made to the spirits for our ancestors. So they are typically performed and they're determined when to, there is no something like a fixed calendar when it need to be done. So usually at the time of any illness, harvest, or births, or any life stage ceremonies, that would be they'll be doing it. Or sometimes they'll have got their own spiritual leaders or elders who will tell some of the things that are happening. They give us suggestions. Okay, these things, if you could do, offer you for your ancestors, it can do a good, or it can, you can start in a good, nice way. So this is what is there, some of their beliefs. And now we need to look at their monarchical structure, how it was there. So the kings were often referred as Mavi. So they are considered as we need to look into multiple side of the things. One is different categories we have looked at it. So one is on the mythological or the foundational era. Next is semi-legendary era. Semi-legendary era wherein through the oratory, they got to understand that, okay, what are all the things, who are the rulers and those things. And the next thing is about actually documented history of their rulers. And the last thing, looked at it in terms of after colonial era has begun, how the rulers were there. Okay, so the most prominent of them is Gihinga I. So he is considered as the founder of the Rwandan kingdom, and Gihinga is credited with establishing the Nyiginya dynasty, which ruled Rwanda for centuries. So another important king is Ruganzu Bivimba. So he is known as the one who has consolidated the power, and he has extended and set up the administrative structure. Then again in 1600s, so Ruganzu to Doli. So he has, even culturally, he has expanded and he has promoted the royal authority, and it is celebrated for advancing the Rwanda's traditional governance. So similarly, when I go back and look at it, so there is a one ruler, Kigeli IV Rwabuguri. So he ruled for about 40 years. So he is named as the expansionist. So Kigeli IV is one of the Rwanda's most prominent king, and he led extensive military campaigns, significantly expanding Rwanda's territory, and he annexed a lot of the capital region of Kigali and those kind of things. And he centralized the power, and he established the royal court and strengthened the both military and administrative systems. So slowly he established contact with Europeans as well. So after him, Yuhi Fai Musinga. So that was the time when colonial influence slowly got in. And first it was started with Germans, and then Belgians. So he faced the challenges from German, and then he adopted to the colonial pressures. And after that, I think mysteriously he was put to death. And later, I think there is a last king, Mutara. He was the first recorded Christian king. So in the modern history of the Rwanda. So he ruled from 31 to 79 under the influence of Belgian trusteeship. So the last king actually who was there, I think the date which I have mentioned is wrong. It was still 59, not 79. The next king and the last king, for 2 years he ruled, Kigeli V. He has a very short rule. After that, Belgian-backed coup has happened, and then the independence has declared, and he died in exile in 2016. And the left side, the picture which you are seeing, he was the just for title's sake, he is the king. So that was about their monarchical structure. And now it is important to understand the various what exactly they used to do. So, and Mwami is considered both as divine and political. And they used to look at it in terms of the governance, uh, justice, military as well. And they used to bring all the communities Tutsi, Hutu, Twa. So that is how they used to do. But there are other important roles that are there within the monarchy, how they used to do the administration as well. So in this administration, so there is a queen mother, Umuga Bezaki. So she is the central figure who holds at the significant influence as a co-ruler, advising the king, Mwami, on the governance, and often mediates into the dispute. And her role is to make sure that there is a loyalty in the people are loyal to the kingdom. Next one, they have got their own priests, and they are called as Abiru. So they are the guardians of the tradition, advisors, and these are the people who have preserved the oral histories. They perform sacred rites and also secretly selected the next king. That is how they ensure the dynastic continuity. And other thing is abattoir. So they are the chiefs. These chiefs are mostly the Tutsis, and they used to manage the land and cattle, and local disputes they used to take care and enforce the royal authority. They formed the backbone of the Rwanda's decentralized administration. And after 1961, so these are the people who are become powerful as a democratic rulers. So now there are other systems that are there. So especially Ubugabire and Ubu Hake systems. Those are the socio-economic systems, how they used to support the monarchy. So here, when I look at it, so Ubugabire is a kind of a customary gift-giving practice where subordinates offer goods or services to the superiors, often showing that loyalty and reinforcing social bonds without any formal way. But Ubu Hake is a rigid thing that was earlier, that was system was there in the 15th century. It was not that kind of a thing, but wherein the Tutsi owned cattle, Hutu used to gain the access to the Tutsi owned cattle in exchange for labor or loyalty. So that is how it was setting up the socio-economic ties. But later, that has become as a exploitative, because earlier they used to share the responsibilities and they used to live in harmony. But later, in the colonial rule, it has been mentioned, okay, you are the people who are working hard, you've been exploited by this, and those kind of a narratives got into their system. And usually, it is considered that the cattle is the wealth. The who's is owning the cattle, they are the wealthy people, and land means land should be used for agricultural production only. So even though the systems are integrated, so the Rwanda society has got a clear demarcation in terms of the responsibilities that they used to take. So now the next thing is the slow decline of the monarchy and the influence that has happened in the Rwanda. So initially German rule, then the Belgium, and then they have Moami have faced the resistance because of the colonial favoritism. Then the revolution that has happened, which has ended the monarchy. So similarly, the king has exiled, and then the republic is declared. So this is a brief about their monarchy, how it is there, how they used to divide the responsibilities, and also how the socio-economic fabric used to be. So next, when I look at it from the traditional practices and the customs. So here the traditional practices that are there, one is about the Girinka program. So what it means, I have got a detailed further slides, but it means that every poor family should have one cow. It is an ancient culture which they have followed, rooted in that of gifting or the giving. And then another thing that is there is called Imihigo. It's a traditional performance-based contract system wherein leaders and citizens publicly commit to achieving some specific goals like improving community services or economic development. So, and also there is a examples of Umuganuru. So that means the first fruits of the particular harvest festival. So they used to celebrate. So that is still being followed as well. So in the historical times, the first fruits are offered to the king as a gratitude and also for unity. And this was revived again in 2011 as well. So another aspect of it is the warriors or the dance. This is a traditional Rwandan warrior dance. It is called Intor. So that is characterized by some graceful movements and jumps. I got some pictures of it. But historically, Intor dancers are from they're also elite war trainers as well. It's not just the dance, but also they know how to get into the field and do the wars as well. So that means, and the meaning of the Intor means the chosen ones. So because they are both entertainers and protectors as well. So now at this today, it is more of a cultural symbolism that is there, especially in the national events or in the marriages to showcase their history. So now getting the interesting aspect of Girinka. So what Girinka means is typical in English meaning is may you have a cow. In Kenya, Rwanda. So earlier days it used to happen, and after 1994, when the government was looking what are our traditional things, how we used to revive the economic development and all those things, especially the people who are below the poverty line and those things. So that time, King Kagame, he has launched this scheme. So he designed it to reduce the poverty and also improve the nutrition. And the cattle, especially cattle and the agriculture are there from centuries onward. So he revived that culture. So from a cultural significance point of view, uh, cow symbolizes the prosperity in Rwanda and dignity and social status. And also historically, they are used in the bride, giving that to the brides and all those things. And milk is considered as cow milk, especially considered as sacred. So, and the phrase which they use, a cow is life, means Inka ni ubuzima. So that is what the significance of the cow that was there from the centuries. And now coming to the key objective as discussed, right? Okay. So reduce rural poverty, promote unity and reconciliation because of by giving. So that special bonding comes, and because of the milk that is being produced, and improves the nutrition, and also to revive the traditional values. So how this program works usually is families receive a cow, and whenever a first female calf is blessed, and they give that to another family, and the government provides the training on animal care and hygiene, and this in turn also promotes the farming with the organic manure also. That reduces the dependency with the artificial fertilizers and all those things, pure organic way. So now the impact of Girinka in the recent times, when we look at it, close to 350,000 cows were distributed to families, poor families, and because of the nutrition, kids are more healthier, and also it has improved the organic fertilizer, and social bonding has improved. So now some of the little known cultural insights, if I look at it, so cow often are named. Cow will have a name, and they are considered as a part of the family. And anyone who is owning the cow, they are looked in a community as a doing a great service. They used to have that respect in the society. And the other aspect is the passing of the gift. So that means the strengthening. So it is there. And cows are seen both as spiritual and emotional restorations. So that means something, if it is not going well in their personal life, by donating a cow, it is seen that, okay, it brings them the peace. So that was the thought process. And now the other traditions that are there is about this. So imiho, that means the performing the contracts. So especially as mentioned earlier, it used to be for establishing the clients and the loyalty, and for the warriors to demonstrate the bravery and commitment. But in the modern times, especially it was revived after 2000. So especially it serves as a performance contract or performance indicators between the local government and the central government, telling what they aim to do. And the goal setting used to be bottom up, not the top down. That means at a community level, inputs used to be taken. They're taking it. And then, like a typical corporate style, annual reviews and the public evaluations used to happen, they're happening. And that in turn is improving local governance. And also citizens are trusting the governments. And this is considered as a role model in the entire Africa. You can see that in the picture, President Kagame presides over that meeting, Imihigo signing ceremony. And that is what it bridges the cultural roots with a vision for a transparent and accountability for the future. And this is something which is a key learning for everyone to look at our traditional practices, how it can be implemented for our future generations as well. And the next important thing is about the harvesting festival. So as mentioned earlier, centuries they used to offer it to the first harvest as a thanksgiving to the ancestors or to the kings. This includes some of the milk, grains, and all those things. So that reinforces that community bonding. And especially it is declared as a first Friday of every August is declared as a holiday. And it is the one which is kind of, especially post-genocide, helping in reclaiming the history that was very much there from many centuries. And also, I just shared some of the pictures here, and with the credits from where I got, also I shared those details. And they have got some of the dance which are there. So you can see that near the legs, all these things that are there, small bells kind of a thing. This, as mentioned, like nowadays, it is used as a traditional warrior dance for royal ceremonies or national celebrations. But earlier days, especially they are there in the military training of the Tutsi warriors, and they used to encourage, to show the courage and also loyalty to the kingdom, and combines choreography with the spiritual discipline. And you can see the wicks, it's also natural, and the beats and the movements. Some of the movements, I don't have the video right now with me, and drums and those sounds typically mimic the battlefield tactics or like animals. So that is how they used to be there. And now it is, as mentioned, it is more of a efforts towards retaining the or preserving or promoting the culture. Next thing, some of the interesting aspects of the Rwanda culture. It is one of the very few countries where the women exceeds the men in the parliament. Okay, 60% of their parliamentarians are women. And another thing is, since 2008, plastic bags are completely banned in Rwanda. And their capital city, Kigali, is known as the cleanest capital in entire Africa. And there is one particular day, every National Community Service Day held every last Saturday of the month, where Rwanda's clean public spaces together. That is also a ancient practice that was there. And the another aspect of it is they, at least in the traditional calendar, they used to follow lunar-based calendar. So other interesting thing is, even though the country is there, they don't have any railways at this moment. So I think there are few plans are there, but it is not there at this moment, which are functional. Usually, when we look at it, Africa, we look at African countries are having giraffes and all those things, but giraffes are not native to Rwanda. So now they have introduced by getting them from the other countries, but they are not there. So unlike in the other African countries, the national language, Kenya, Rwanda, is spoken by all ethnic groups. So that is a strong unifying force after the genocide that has happened. Okay. So another important and interesting aspect is Rwanda has got a some concept called milk bars. Okay, so that means for social gathering or social drinks, fresh cow milk is served, and that is how it is replacing the alcohol and the addiction to alcohol and reflecting the high cultural value that is placed on the cows as well. Now the last and most important, or even though I didn't want to bring it up, but there is a connection to this Girinka and Narendra Modi ji. And you might be surprised, what is that connection that is there? So the connection is when Modi ji in his first term, he is going to various countries and all those things. He got to know about the unique aspects of the culture of this Girinka community and the efforts that then president was making to revive this culture. And Modi ji, when he went, he donated 100 cows there at that moment. I think it's there. It happened in 2016. So after that, so they maintained that president was very much touched by that gesture. And I think probably 6 months or 7 months back, we don't have any formal extradition treaty with Rwanda, but by efforts of our intelligence agencies, we understood that there is a one terrorist who is hiding in that country as a shop seller. So without any notice or without any formal announcement, the president immediately approved our request, and that terrorist was arrested and brought back to India for justice. So that is a special connection that was there, where valuing the tradition of another country has helped us in bringing this terrorist to our country and to deliver the justice. Okay, so now I need to mention about some of the sources which I have referred. I'll take only a few more minutes, and there are few papers that have been published. So I shared, I had spent some time going through that as well, and I should give credit to them. And basically, for me also to look at the various information that is there in the government websites and all those things, I refer to those things as well. So to conclude here, right? So Rwanda's rich culture that blends tradition and the modern resilience as well. And they are reinventing themselves by following their culture. Okay, so that is how the culture is playing a major role for Rwanda, and it offers a unique perspective for us on the identity, governance, and community unity. Okay, friends, and that is what I have to share. And lastly, I want to say only one thing: Mita Kuyu Voyasin. And this is the ICCS lane. What it means is that we all are connected. We all are connected. Most of our cultures value the Mother Earth, and most of our culture value not just humans, but also other animals as well, other living beings as well, non-living things as well. Okay, with that, I end. And Muru Koze, which means Dhanyavad in Kivi Rwanda. Namaste.
Thank you.
So, Mr. Prasad, it was wonderful. Let this be open for any queries or any questions or any comments. So was I kind here?
I had a query.
Yes, please go ahead.
Actually, I'm a student of geography. So when we studied Rwanda, sir, we always, it was like we used to study Rwanda and Burundi. So, I mean, now is there a lot of difference between them? It's coming out as a sustainable place. It's beautiful presentation. First, I have to congratulate you, sir.
And nowadays a lot of talks are going on the sustainability, but sustainability is always there in our culture. Culture means the ancient cultures. I think someone else, Mr. Krishna Mohan or someone else was also.
Prasad ji, namaste.
Yes, there was one
This
more
is
somebody.
really engaging,
Yes.
with you giving the intricate details about the culture of Rwanda. Thank you. I find many resemblances in the ancient cultures of Rwanda and